The year was 1917. The Great War had turned the fields of Europe into vast wastelands of mud and barbed wire. In the midst of it all was Lieutenant James Carter, a soldier turned messenger, tasked with carrying vital orders between units. It wasn't a glamorous role, but it was essential, and today it would be his most dangerous mission yet. The morning was shrouded in fog as James prepared to leave the relative safety of the bunker. The orders he carried were critical, a directive for reinforcements to intercept an advancing enemy. Without it, hundreds of lives could be lost. He knew the path ahead was perilous, a no-man's land riddled with sniper fire and shell craters. "Stay low, stay fast," the captain said, handing him the sealed envelope. James nodded, tucking the orders into his jacket. He glanced at his comrades, faces etched with exhaustion and fear, and then he was off, sprinting into the gray unknown. The first stretch was eerily quiet, save for the crunch of his boots in the mud. James moved with purpose, his eyes scanning the horizon. He had crossed no man's land before, but every journey felt like a lifetime. The silence shattered as a mortar shell exploded nearby, throwing dirt and debris into the air. He hit the ground instinctively, heart pounding, ears ringing. "Keep moving," he muttered to himself, forcing his legs to obey. The envelope pressed against his chest, a constant reminder of the lives depending on him. Halfway through, he encountered the first obstacle, a collapsed trench filled with stagnant water. He hesitated, but there was no time to find another way. With a deep breath, he plunged in, the icy water soaking him to the bone. As he climbed out, shivering, a bullet whizzed past, narrowly missing his head. The enemy had spotted him. James zigzagged, darting between patches of cover. Adrenaline dulled the pain of a jagged piece of barbed wire that tore into his arm. He didn't stop. The mission was all that mattered. Finally, the trenches of his allies came into view. Relief surged through him, but it was short-lived. A sniper's shot grazed his leg, sending him tumbling into the mud. Gritting his teeth, James dragged himself forward, his fingers clawing at the earth. He reached the trench just as the reinforcements were preparing to leave, the officer in charge looking at him in shock. "You made it," the officer asked, disbelief in his voice. James, breathless and bleeding, handed over the envelope. "They're advancing on the eastern flank," he said, his voice strained but firm. The officer nodded, barking orders to his men. As the reinforcements moved out, James slumped against the trench wall, exhaustion finally overtaking him. A medic rushed to his side, but James waved him off. "Check on the others," he said. He watched as the soldiers disappeared into the distance, carrying with them the hope that his mission had made a difference. The war would rage on, and James would carry more messages. But this mission stayed with him. It wasn't the medals or recognition that mattered. It was the knowledge that, in a world consumed by chaos, one act of courage could save countless lives. Sometimes, the smallest actions in war carry the greatest weight. For James, the title of messenger became a badge of honor, a reminder that even in the darkest times, every effort counts.